All right, class. So first off, thanks for scanning the QR code, and here's a quick warm-up for the classwork today. So this is all about just being able to use the energy equations backwards. So in this case, you'll be able to find how much energy there is, and we just need to identify first which equation we should use, and then what we should do is be able to work backwards. So I'll do an example just so you can see what I'm talking about, and then I'll give you a hint for one of the later problems. So in this question, spring has a spring constant of 50 newtons per meter. So we should probably take note that that is our K. And what we want to do then is we want to notice that the problem is telling us that there's 400 joules of energy stored in the spring. Okay, so at this point, what we do know is that we need to use the ES equation. So we're just going to circle that because that's the one that we want to use of our choices. And then we are going to go and do our work here on the side. And I always like to write the full equation just to lock in that partial credit. And then notice that we're going to replace the ES with the 400 joules of energy. The 1/2 comes down. The K was that 50 that we mentioned earlier. And what we want to figure out is how much the spring was compressed. So that's what that X means in the equation, the stretch or compress, if you remember. All right, so at this point, it just becomes a math problem. We're going to simplify the 1/2 and the 50, get the X by itself. I believe that comes out to 400 divided by 25 should be 16, I believe. And I'm going to need some more space here, but in order to get that X squared into an X, we have to square root both sides. And here you'll see that we get plus or minus, so stretch or compress 4 meters as our answer. Okay, so again, just trying to get us ready for using these equations when the time does come this week. All right, so as a hint for these last two problems are different, and they are going to need, you might need a hint. So I'll give you a hint for that first one. Maybe you could see what kind of thing we're going for here, okay? So I guess we'll talk about we'll do question 4. This cheetah is running on a tall plateau in the savannah. If its mass is 60 kg, so we're going to take note that that was the mass. We want to know what the velocity is using the given bar graph. So a couple of clues already. We want to find the velocity, so it would be a good indicator that we need to use the equation with the v in it. Okay, so that's for sure something we're going to have to do. Now the problem here is the EK, we don't know what this is. Okay, but however, I do tell you enough information to know that the total energy is 20,000 joules. Okay, so what that's saying is, in total, there's 20,000 joules of energy. Okay, and we know how much is in this column. So what would you do in order to find how much EK is? All right, so I'll leave you with that hint. I'm sure some of you will be able to figure it out. If you do, maybe help some others. And then we'll meet you in class on Wednesday. Bye.